this moment, everybody watching this, I want you to stop and I want you to pause and be like, what is success to you? I think that's the biggest hindrance to most people. They don't know it. You don't know what you're chasing. You know it's something out here, but you don't know what it is like for you. So you begin to chase everything that glitters and you chase that. And what they say, everything that glitters isn't gold. So you're chasing these false idols, these false hopes, when you need to just identify, okay, I go back to my book. Who am I and where am I going? All right, who are you? That's the biggest thing. Who are you is the vehicle. Is the gas to your car. Who you are is going to leverage to give you everything you need to be able to go on the journey. Where you're going is the destination, and who you are is going to help you get to where you're going. And once you're able to figure out both of those, it's going to help you to get to success. And that's individually, that's different for every person that's going to watch this podcast. So you got to be able to ask those two questions. Welcome world, welcome family to another episode of the EL2A podcast. I'm your hostess with the mostest, Jamie Gilmore Jr. To right, we got Mr. Military Man, Mr. Miles Conoco. How you feeling today, brother?
Feeling pretty good today. Go Gators.
Go Gators, man. I like it. Hey, they've been doing pretty good. I can't pass. Gators, I rock with y'all. I love when the Gators are doing good. It makes for a better state floor. To the right of him, we got The Rock, the highest of Seven Hills, Mr. Tallahassee, Mr. Eddie Rocker. How you doing today, brother?
I'm all right.
You know, Rattlers. Hey, Rattler fan now, man. Hey, funny thing about him, we was in the A this weekend in Florida, and the Seminoles was playing, and we got in the room, and the game was on, and he wasn't watching the game. I said, man, what kind of fan is you? What kind of you forgot the game is on or something?
So what? What you mean? Sick.
That's what. So the different type. You're not a real supporter, dog.
I'm a real supporter. You know, I don't like the way that the Florida Gators put the flag on the middle of the field.
Let's talk about it. Let's talk about it. Why don't you like it?
I mean, how would you feel if somebody came and another man put a flag in front of your house that said their last name or something? How'd that make you feel?
I would have liked it, but I understand that I had a whole 4 quarters to prevent this from happening. And I would look at myself and think, there's something I need to do to make sure that this person can.
We know, we already been preparing. That's why I wasn't watching the game. I'm prepared for next season. I'm already 2025 already hit him.
He one of those guys.
Put those things that's, right behind me, I'm looking forward.
One of the season. Okay. Till 2025 is soon. And it's starting to look a lot like Christmas, y'all. Man, every little where we go. We are in the holiday season, man, and
the weather is matching.
It's cold outside, especially in the morning. Guys like me get up pretty early. I don't know about y'all, but I get up pretty early. It'd be really cold when I get up, but man, there's a lot going on. As you're watching this, we'll just be getting done with our 5th annual Community Fun Day. A very important event for us that we do every year, and I know it's going to be nothing short but amazing. Then after that, we have a Christmas party. And then again, like I said, it'll be Christmas, man. This year has went by fast, man. If you guys can put one word to this year, what would it be? Give me one word.
Zoom.
Zoom. I like that. What about you, Brother Miles?
Yeah, I'm about the same. It's about quick.
Went by quick, man. So it's fun. When you're having fun, what they say, time goes by fast. And even today, man, we have a great conversation because I know there's a lot of people out there thinking about 2025 already, but we still got time left in 2024. What I want to do before we get started into what we got going, like, subscribe, and comment, all right? Whatever you're doing, please make sure you stop, like, subscribe, and comment. It means a lot to us, all right? But what I want to ask you guys, I want to get into some would you rather, man. Let's have a little fun. Would you rather? All right, I know you guys played this game before, but if you haven't, ask you 2 questions. Would you have, giving you different options, and you can pick which one would you choose in this scenario, all right? Mr. Rock, I'm going to start with you. Would you rather be free? And when I say free, like a free person can do what you want, but be poor? Or a wealthy, but completely controlled?
Hey, geez. I take the first one.
Okay, why?
Free. Wait, free but poor? Nobody controlling me at that point. I think I like knowing that nobody can control what I do. So that means I have an opportunity to not be poor anymore because nobody's controlling, the things that I do to make money to feed the family. So it could be poor to some people, but it might not be poor to me if I'm able to make things happen for the family.
Great answer, sir. Great answer. How about you, Brother Miles? I'll ask you the same one. Just in light of, would you rather be poor?
First one.
First one. Why is that?
A free man, a rich man.
Okay. Free man. So, expand on that a little bit, sir. You gonna drop that a little negative.
Nah,
Expand on that. What you mean?
And the whole point of why people chase money is for autonomy, for freedom. So, you know, if you don't have the money, but you completely locked down, that negate the whole point of it.
Okay.
So that boy say,
What you said?
a free man is a rich man.
Free man is rich, man. I'll put that in my Instagram stories. All right, next one. Would you rather pursue a dream? We'll start with you, Brother Miles. Pursue a dream with a 10% chance of success, or settle for a stable job with no growth. So
Pursue the dream.
with the 10% chance, why you choose that?
Yeah, because I mean, a lot of times when you pursue a dream, you never really know exactly how it's going to end up. There's times where I've pursued a dream or a goal and I ended up better than what I thought. So, you know, that 10% doesn't necessarily mean it's a failure, or it just means that it's 10% chance that it'll end up exactly how I laid it out mentally, but that's a 90% chance it could improve or it could go worse. But hey, you never know unless you try.
Okay. How about yourself, Rob?
Yeah, I'm gonna take the first one.
Okay. Tell me why.
I like to take risks.
You're one of those guys.
I'm a bet on me.
Okay. All right, last one. I like you guys. That's last one. Would you rather have unlimited resource sources but no creativity, or endless creativity but limited resources?
It's creativity.
Take the I was a little bit.
What'd you say number 2?
Okay. So why you say that?
You say
Endless creativity but limited resources.
yeah. I mean, because if you're able to create, you know, you got imagination. I mean, you're able to create something that. I take it back to I was at elementary and I had Miss Pierre, Miss Piero. She was an art teacher, and I remember the drawing that I was trying to make. Vividly, it's too explicit for TV, but I remember what I was trying to make, and I remember what she asked me, and I don't know what my answer was to her. However, a few years ago, she kept that painting, like she kept that drawing for so many years, and because of the eye that she had, the creativity of that, it was it was creative to her. My imagination was able to create something that she seen was more valuable than what I thought. In that moment, I was just being a knucklehead, but she seen something in that drawing that could have, you know, been worth a lot had I actually pursued it. So I'll take that one.
Yeah. What about yourself, bro?
So the other one was unlimited resources but no creativity.
Right.
Either or, but I'll go for the first one.
Okay. Why is that?
Because yeah, if you creative, you can find alternative ways of doing something, but sometimes you just still need that resource, whatever it may be. You can go and find creatives. You know, you can go to the colleges, you can go to different places and get that creative mind, but it's not always that easy to get a resource.
Yeah, no, I love that. I mean, that's the beauty of perspective. So both of you guys just gave two different answers, but they both were right in your own way. And so this ends the segment of Jamie, would you rather? All right, so to the next thing. But what I do want to know, man, get to just today in the gym, man. So a gentleman came to me and his remarks were, I can't wait to 2025. And I instantly said to him, I was like, well, why are you waiting for 2025? You know, we in 2024 right now. We got a full month left. Why wait to 2025? And it was as if he was trying to escape something. And if when the ball dropped, that those things that he was trying to escape would just disappear. And a lot of people feel that way. I'm pretty sure that's not the only one. If people watching this or people we know may feel that same way. And it started making me think about why so many people aren't free. In a sense, why so many people are trapped. And through that conversation of me working it through myself, I started talking because what I got to is most people don't know what freedom is. People don't know what that looks like for them. And even in that same conversation, I was like, well, I got to bring this to the fellas, because freedom, again, just how we just did the would you rather, and you guys gave two different answers for that one, but it both was right. I want to know, why do you think most people, because I believe most people will never be free. And that's something that I think. I don't know if you guys think that, but if you do, why do you think that most people will never be free?
Free from, when you say free?
Yeah.
Just
That, and that's so that and that's still been my initial question. I like how you did that. First of all, explain what is freedom. What is freedom to you?
where I mean, just freedom for me. I've basically been able to live life on on my own terms. And when I say my own terms, of course, there are certain rules and guidelines that we have to move by, but being able to make certain decisions. I know money is not everything, but let's be honest. You need money in order to do certain things. I got kids. I don't know about y'all, but those jokers like to eat. They like to do certain things, and we created a certain lifestyle. I think you and I had a conversation. Um, the hotel that we stayed in, just being able to see certain views from you staying at a certain hotels, and you getting a certain view every morning. So now when we go certain places or when we go out of town, I want that same experience. I want to feel that same that same energy. The family feels a certain way when we're able to go out and experience life the way that we are able to experience now. So I guess again, freedom is just what you see, and then for me, it's just being able to make certain decisions or do certain things at my own will.
Yeah, like how about you, brother? What is freedom to you?
Yeah, it's the ability to, create a life that you envision not only for yourself, but for for your family, for your community. It's doing what's truly going to fulfill you is what a lot of people yearn for. And that's usually tied to the freedom to maneuver in that space.
So and so that goes back to what I was getting at. So how you guys were able to put a definition of freedom. Um, my thought process of what I was thinking about, most people will never be free is because they don't know what freedom is to them. Most people see freedom by what they see. For example, when that person rides around in the Lamborghini or the Tesla truck, and if someone sees that, they're like, oh, they're free. To them, that's what freedom looks like, what I see. Or the person that has the best clothes or the best this, the big house, they automatically assume that these people are free and that these people are living a good life, but they don't know what these people are dealing with eternally. They don't know what the issues that they were dealing with. So again, we got into a place to life to where freedom is this image that's not real, just like what social media is. We put our whole, when they say you're putting your eggs in one basket, we're getting this fake illusion of what something is that is totally not, and the masses believe this. That's why the mental health era, all people mentally aren't stable and all the different things. So that's what I came to. But I do want to hear you guys answer that question as well. So you gave me what freedom is. So now tell me, why do you think most people aren't free?
Yeah, I said it's funny because I just hearing it. You say false identity because you have people trying to be somebody that they're not, or they have somebody else telling them that they should be somebody or should be something or uphold a certain identity to whoever, whatever it is. But so you got a false identity. Then you have some people that are sometimes their upbringing. And I guess within that upbringing, the things that they see, or social media, or the people that they see, then you said it, the people that they see with these things, they think that they're supposed to have it as well, or they think that so the upbringing creates that for them to where that goes hand in hand with that false identity. So yeah, work ethic. That's another thing, because some people don't know how to work for it. They rather people just give it to them, and that holds people back. And jealousy. I feel like jealousy is another thing that creates that too.
Jealousy is a big one too. So when you say jealousy, I instantly thought about that crab in the bucket mentality. The jealousy, and again, that's even something I want to talk about. The lack. We operate out of a concept of lack, of fear of, if you have, that means that I can't have it, and that holds people back too.
Yeah. So it's funny. So you walked in, me and John was having a conversation. So when he called, we got on the subject as somebody that was on his team. So this is a teammate of his that was his brother. So the way, and I know we know how Ja is. You know Ja. For those that don't know, Ja's our little brother. My mom had 3 boys, me, Jamie, and Ja. He's at Georgia State right now. But either way, season came to an end, and now they're time for exit interviews. So the conversation where they got to go talk to the coach or whatever the case may be. So the conversation that he had with some of the teammates was, they're talking about NILs and like how much money that they're about to receive. So Ja gave them, he said a certain number, and he just smart. He didn't say what, like the exact, but he gave a number that let him know when the coach hit him. Hey, why you telling such and such? Why you telling everybody about what you're supposed to be getting? But he never. So when the coach said it, he automatically know, like, hey, I know who said this because I said this to him, and it was the wrong thing. Like I didn't give him the exact number, but he went to the coach, or when he was sitting down with the coach, he telling the coach what I said. That's that jealousy. Yeah. So my brother, my teammate, is jealous of what I'm telling him that I'm supposed to get. So now I think the teammate expects, or he wants what Jaren is saying that he was supposed to have.
Yeah.
So that jealousy is something else that people try to experience.
And not knowing if we go in there on one page, one accord. So not knowing that, and this is a scenario, but this goes into life. Not knowing if we get on the same page, and we're able to think of a narrow in both our head, and we both go into this meeting room with the coach as one, saying, okay, you gonna go in, say something, see what he say, and then I'm gonna come back and tell you, and then that gives you leverage to go in and see what, you know what I mean? Now we working together instead of going in and trying to put one man down, and now it's gonna end up that one person gets something and the other one don't. You get what I'm saying? When you put people in those situations, and that just goes into it. So everybody watching, man, there's enough resources for everybody. Anything that you're doing, any arena that you're in, any field that you're in, there's enough for everybody. Just because somebody else is getting something don't mean you're not going to get it. That means it's just not your turn. You just got to be able to put into that work until it's time for you to get it. And I promise, if I say daily deposits, if you're doing what you need to do every day, whatever you deserve is going to come to you. I guarantee you. There's no way you can make deposits into the bank every day and one day it's just not there. It doesn't show up. Whatever you're thinking that you're going to get is not going to be there, man. You just got to keep grinding. So that's a good point, though.
And then, so to that point, the point of that scenario, or what just took place on the phone with him, is because the lack of the mindset. Why won't that person ever be free? Why won't that teammate of his ever be free? Because if you're going to operate right now at a younger age, and I guess in a team setting, or he's younger, so he's I'm sure he's early 20s. That same mentality is going to follow you, because you feel that the only way that you could get ahead of somebody is by taking advantage of them, or trying to it's a word that they got for it, but basically trying to throw the other person under the bus, so to speak, in order to get ahead. And that same mentality, if that's how you're going to operate throughout life, if that's how you're going to operate, you'll never get ahead. You'll never be free, because for the rest of your life, in order to get the next position, or in order to get whatever it is in life, you're willing to throw your brother under the bus in order to get whatever it is that you're trying to achieve. You know, and some people are successful, but then there are a lot that when they do that, their hand is really shown, and then now you're the laughing stock, or now people really see you for who you are. That mindset, that lack of being free, that's where that come in at.
Yeah. Brother Miles, I've heard you say before, you said you live a blessed life. I heard you say that on here before, and just through casual conversation, I heard you say that before. When you're saying that, you know, I know you don't drive a Lamborghini. I don't think you have $1 billion. You may, I don't know. But with that being said, not having what other people may deem as freedom to them, what makes you say that you have a blessed life?
The reason why I say I have a blessed life, because for one, I know that everything I've been given, you know, has been given to me by God. Yes, it still requires my hard work and my discipline to listen to the direction that God has given me for my life, and to overcome the trials and the tribulations that's been in my life. And yeah, I may not have a Lambo and all that type of stuff, but I have a reliable vehicle that get me from point A to B. You know, I have a roof over my head where my kids and my wife can enjoy themselves and be safe. I have, you know, land that I can sit there and freely walk on and do whatever I want to do. So at the end of the day, you know, a lot of things that people are on the hamster wheel of life trying to acquire, I've already been blessed with. And that's not coming from a braggadocious stance. That just goes to show that if you define life for yourself through the biblical lens, you can obtain those very things. And I was just raised in a certain way, not to chase the same things that everyone else chase, and chase what it is that you truly felt passionate about. Yeah. I tell people all the time, when I was in the 3rd or 4th grade, I told my parents I wanted a house in the woods, and I got that. Yeah. So I stayed true to exactly what I felt and believe was for me in this life, and that's what I go for.
Yeah, well, correlated to that. So being a kid that makes a bold statement like that, I want a house in the woods, and to now being 30, 31, or out, and having that, what you said, what went into that? Because between that age of that early age into now, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of obstacles. There's a lot of all these things that happen. What could you put to, like, what helped you to see that through?
Open faith.
Yeah, I mean,
You get what I'm saying? Because there's so much you could have lost sight into. And even remembering that you said that, and you said fourth grade, right?
Yeah.
Even remembering that you said that, like, they're pretty sure there's a lot I said in fourth grade that I don't remember. But for you to see that through, what went into that?
when I said it, I truly believed it. Like, I truly believe that was for me. I mean, like, I know why my parents asked me, you know, to really set that tone for my life. So, like, when I said it, it really did resonate with me, and that's why it stuck with me through all those years. And then it's like, I mean, I talk about discipline a lot, and it's not cliche because, you know, the discipline to go through, you know, high school and having freedoms, and then being young and being in the military, and, you know, you have, you know, insane amount of freedoms. And it's not the same as a college student per se. Like, yeah, I mean, it's more stressful. You have less autonomy to just get up and decide what you're gonna do that day, but still you have a lot of freedom in your free time, and, you know, a lot of partying, a lot of all this other stuff. But at the end of the day, I had to know that no matter what, no matter how much I drank, I can't let that impair what my end goal is. No matter how many beautiful women out there, I can't let that impair what my goal is. No matter how many people, you know, ask me to hang out, I can't let that impair my goal. And you have to be willing to just shut that stuff down and be balanced. And that's what's gonna help carry you through. And there were some days where, yeah, I tell you, yeah, I didn't know what tomorrow was gonna bring, but like you were saying, like that faith, that's where you really have to like lean on that faith and really pray about it and just give some stuff over to him. So when like you ask why I want some people to be free, is because truly we try to hold on to too much, and you can't. You know, like, you try to move forward in life, you try to leave certain situations behind, you try to leave certain baggage behind, mistakes, you know, words that you said that you shouldn't have, even people. You have to be willing to say, like, all right, I understand in order for me to be free, I have to release. Otherwise, you know, all that baggage, that's gonna be a weight. That's gonna be what stakes you to wherever you at in life. You gotta let that stuff go.
Even going back to what you're saying, man. So being that fourth grade kid that was able to really believe in what you said, I think that's what hinders a lot of people as well. They have limited belief. They don't really believe in themselves. A lot of people just yapping their gums. They really don't believe what's coming out of them. But when I think about my life, through every facet of my life that I even from sports to going to grad school to just being who I am today, I always believed in myself, and I always had a mindset of thinking bigger. I always seen myself I ain't even gonna say something I'm not, because I or just seeing myself as the cream of or whatever you want to call it in that field. I always just had confidence in myself, and I think a lot of people never reach the heights that they're trying to be because they don't really believe that. And that can come from a lot of different things. That can come from they raised. A lot of people were raised with people that yap they gone. They may have a dad or a mom that always talk about something and never follow up. Always say they're gonna do this and do that and never did it. Always said, hey, I'm gonna come give you this, and they never got it. So within themselves, they never seen somebody see something through or push through or overcome, and never do these things. And now in their mind, they can see something, or they can know they want something, but they have limited belief of thinking that they can get it. So when you think about limited belief, what are some limited beliefs do y'all believe that like are holding people back? Like right now, what are some limited things that are going on in people's head? Again, because you got people going into 2025 right now. I just gave you one. So I think that's the biggest one. Right now, there's a lot of people thinking that the new year is gonna set them free. Is that they're gonna be away from this. I'm telling you, this one, he literally just said, I can't wait to 20. Think about this mindset. Think about the concept of this. There's people out there that's saying, I can't wait to 2025, as if things are just magically gonna change. That the world is gonna restart and they're gonna get a fresh start just because the year changed. If that ain't a limited belief that I ever heard, that's one of the most craziest things I ever heard. So what are some other things y'all think that's out there that's got people trapped right now?
that they're not enough. You know, um, I'd say the most stagnation I had in my life is when I tried to be someone else. When the more that and you stay you throughout the things that you go through, the obstacles that you go through in life, you become more grounded in the person that you were created to be. So by me staying who I am throughout trials and tribulations, that chipped away all the unnecessary parts of me that wasn't true to me, but that was hanging on to me. So you have to, when you're going through these hardships, you can't see it as a detriment or like, oh man, well maybe I should give up. Like, no, you keep going through it, and those pieces of you that should have fallen off a long time ago that you need to get rid of, or God is trying to get rid from you, you have to analyze that. And that's why I'm so big on self analyzing and self-reflection at the end of each day. Just what parts of me need to come up off of me, and really just understand that when these pieces come off of you, there's still something left that's there. I think a lot of times people are afraid to shed some of that dead skin or some of that dead weight because they feel like they losing part of themselves. But I tell you, every time you lose that piece of negativity, you will find a piece of positivity that was there underneath the surface all along, and that's what you need to really hone in on. You can't be afraid to shed a lot of this stuff, and that's what the path of freedom is. You got to shed a lot of stuff, man.
Man, this conversation I literally just had, you'll know the person is by what I'm saying. But one of our parents, she just came in the office today, and she was having a conversation because her son, not feedback, what I'm trying to say, so y'all can understand what I'm saying. She came in, she's dealing with a situation that right now her child is going to private school. And he's in private school, but got into a little situation where he may be going to public. She was holding on, and she said today she was holding on that private school just because where she come from. And it gave her leverage to be able to say, well, my child goes to private school. And it made her feel better about herself. And then we got to start talking about it. She was like, but I'm in a better place now. He put him in public school because I'm confident in who I am right now and where I've come from. And I was just bigging her up. I said, man, you should be proud of yourself where you come. But one thing I told her, I said, one thing I want you to do, I want you to stop talking about that person that like you used to be. Every time we have conversations, I hear you talk about this person. And the reason that you're so comfortable about bringing this person up, because that person is in arm's reach. And you just let me know or let the person know that I can go back and grab this person anytime I want to. So you better be careful. And I was telling her, what you have to do, you have to let that person go and never talk about that person again and forget about that person, because you never can be comfortable with going back to be that. That's not good. I told her the same thing I told her. I said, we just was at the class reunion, and that was funny. I was sitting in there because I was seeing people that I went to school with, and I'm sitting there thinking that these people may think they know me, but they don't know me. They know the old Jamie. The person I am today is you. If you ain't talked to me in a year, not even a year, if you haven't talked, especially you ain't talked in a year, but we ain't talked since high school, bro, there's no way you even have an idea who I am. This conversation that I can give you right now, what I can give to you or offer to you is a totally different person. And I think that's another thing when we're talking about people and being able that you have to be, to his point, comfortable with losing it. Getting away with that, self-assessing each and every day to be able to identify what's the new me for this new situation, for this new season. Even with the young man going back to the gym, it's like, nah, right now, let me do this right now. What can I change today to be the better person I can be today, and each and every day till when 2025 hit, then I could just really hit the ground running. You get what I'm saying?
And I'm going back because it's so crazy, bro. Like, so saying back to what Miles said when he was in fourth grade, and like I said, hope and faith, because you're thinking bigger. So, of course, even without Miles, it's crazy. I'm hearing this stuff, and then I'm thinking like, bro, basically saying the same thing that I was thinking as far as growing up in the house, the way that we were raised, our upbringing. So thinking bigger, bro. I remember in the backyard, I'm back there by myself throwing the football. Days that you went out, I'm throwing the football up in the air, catching the ball, running down the field like I'm doing a kick return. I'm throwing the ball on the top of the house in the backyard, catching the ball off the roof, doing moves, working out in the backyard. But there's one thing that happened because I'm thinking big. Okay, what's next? I got high school, then I'm gonna go to college, and then now next thing I'm gonna do, I'm gonna go to the NFL. So I didn't make it to the NFL, but I did make it to college. And it's a lot of young men within our community that don't make it there. So then I think about me. Then I seen you doing the same thing. Now you're in the backyard. You're across the road with in Miss Valley yard or we're Coach Collins got us in Uncle Herman Pool working out, but still the bigger picture, hoping and believing, having faith that we're going to get to that next level, starting with college, then NFL. You make it to college. Now our younger brother, Ja, he's seen me do it. He's seen you do it. Ja was at the workouts with us, with both of us. So now he made it to the next level. So he's in college. But one thing that hit me last night is I took Cuse, my son, and he just started flag football. So I took him to practice last night. Now, the thing that's so funny about this is the fact that he asked the question, and he was upset with the answer that I gave him. He asked the question it was all of us in the car, me, his mom, and his sister. And he said, Dad, do you think I'll make it to the NFL? I got to be realistic with you. I got to be realistic with him. I say, you can if you work hard enough. He said, Mom, do you think I'm going to make it to the NFL? So he already gave her this look like, and you better say yes.
Yeah.
But for me, at that moment, I'm like, I looked at her, I said, don't tell him yes, because you're gonna give him a false sense of what it is. Because if he think he's just gonna get there, that hoping and that believing in himself, he just gonna think that it's gonna happen. So I go back to last night at practice. Practice is over. And one thing that I made him do when everybody left, I put him on the field, and it's crazy.
Trying, bro, laugh.
It's crazy because sometimes you got to be able to instill those certain morals and things in somebody. And even in that moment, as he running across the field, I got teary-eyed last night. Everybody go, but he out there running. That hope and that faith that I want, and not just myself, not just him, the young men that we encounter, the people that, and that's why I say it is either a false identity. Man, how many boys that we sit down with on a day-to-day basis that they're going to go, Mr. So we ask that question, what are you going to do later on in life? Like, what do you want to do? I want to go to the NFL. I want to go to, bro, we see you on a day-to-day basis. We see you multiple times a week, and you don't put in the work ethic, definitely not on the football field, and you don't do it in school. And all that stuff is translated. So I had him running across the field last night, and he's working, and he started crying because he didn't understand it. But at the same time, he's putting in that work on the field. That boy got E's and S's, and for me, I'm like, where you get these smarts from? But he got E's and S's, so he's putting the work in school as well. You get what I'm saying? So we're building up this mentality at a young age of you have to work for what it is that you want. You have to think bigger. So since you want to go to the NFL, you got to start now. And this is how it happens when nobody else is looking. You got to have to have a certain characteristic about you that somebody can point you on and say, no matter what, we could see the difference in him. The smallest kid on the field, but the coach is sitting there saying, he's quick, he's fast, he got hands. But this is what it's going to take. You've seen your uncle, you've seen both uncles do it. This is what it's going to take to get to that next level. And in order for somebody to be free, that's exactly what they got to do. They see somebody else with the car. They see somebody else with the money, but they don't understand what it took to get that. To your point, they don't know what it is that person is going through in that moment, but they want what that person wants. But at the end of the day, what are you going to do in order to, if that's truly what you want, and everybody can have whatever it is in life that they want. I don't care what it is, but like you say, the house in the woods, that's what you wanted. You're happy. You found peace. That's good for you. Everybody has their own individual things that they want, and whatever it is, you just got to work for it. Until you free your mind of trying to, because somebody did it or because somebody got it, and I'm gonna do it the same way that they did it. Until you actually put that work in for yourself, you'll never really have peace.
Hey, you just hit it on the head, man. So you just really just hit it on the head to why, when we're talking about, again, why most people don't think big. It says it right there in that title right there, exposure leads to access. Again, a lack of exposure. A lot of people don't have that. You literally just laid out a generational thing that my nephew, your son, is walking into, and where he's going to be able to have the exposure of 3 people that's went through where he's trying to get to, the game and the guidance that he can give. That's going to set him apart from everybody else he's ever been. He's going to come in contact right there. Same thing with Ja. He was able to see us do it. That's going to set him apart. Most people don't have the exposure of being able to get that advice and get that game from somebody, and be able to go to their parents and be able to say, hey, Mom, how to start this business? Hey, Mom, how to have this, fix my credit? Hey, Pops, how can I build the business? You get what I'm saying? People don't have that. So that builds fear. People are scared because they just don't know. Same thing with it came to us, learning different stuff, what we're doing now with financial literacy, different things. We didn't know. It's trial and error. So we are setting ourselves up as the people to be able to expose, the next generation that's coming behind us. So that's another point to what I was going to get to too. A lot of people aren't thinking big because of the lack of exposure. You only know what you know. Again, when I go back to this title, man, I think back to my life, even the stories I with my homeboys, and you know this, but man, when I got out of, I don't know if I shared this on there, when I got out of my college roommate, so it was three of us in the room. One in 2013, whatever year it was, 2016, 2017, one got drafted third round. The next year, the following year, the other one got drafted fourth round. I went to grad school. So they went and got hundreds of thousands of dollars, $1 million, and I was going to grad school. So I'm the guy that's in grad school, still going to school, ain't got no money, but I'm able to fly out to these cats and see how they live and go out with them and be able to be exposed. So one thing it did to me, it showed me that money, first of all, money, people have real money. Second of all, that I can get real money too. Third of all, that I just was in a dorm room eating ramen noodles with these guys, and now look at the life they live. One thing, it gave me inspiration. I was able to aspire to be more. I was able to aspire to do more because I'm like, okay, these are the same guys that I just was eating ramens with. We was becoming boys and men with, and look at them living their life. Look at them driving. They had the little fancy cars and all those different things. But that inspired me. It was none of that crab in the bucket thing. It was none of, oh, they got it, so I can't have it. I was so happy in that moment to see my brothers with having, and it inspired me to do more, man. So I think that's one thing we definitely got to do, making sure that we be able to show people, man, that it's more out there than what we see. So another thing that gets to, so surrounding yourself, your environment. So when we're talking about environment, man, I haven't always been around the right crowd or around people that inspire me to be more. You my brother, so I'm gonna pick on you. I've heard you talk about different friends that you had to do away with because X, Y, Z. So go into environment for us. So what has getting into the right environment, having the right people around, how has that helped you?
No, I definitely help excel in life. And not only that, then you put yourself in a room or around men that are like minded. They handle their business as fathers, then they handle their business, with as their business to bring money into the household. So when you get yourself away from certain people that are immature, that's about the best way that I could put it. If they have an immature mindset, then it's not going to be beneficial for you, because I think that, what's the saying, if you surround yourself around 1 millionaire, you basically be the next one. So if you surround yourself with people that's not going nowhere in life, and I hate to say it, if they are watching the podcast, which I doubt it, but a lot of the young men that I used to hang around that I got away from, I look at them now, go back to the class reunion, and nothing against it, because everybody, again, in their respectful ways, to them it may feel like that moment of success, or they may feel like they're doing something within their life. But then when I go and I sit at, all I did, I was glad to be there to see certain people. But then when I go on social media and I see everybody living up that night because they had the best day, and so the best walkthrough, it's like, but I see what you do on a day to day, and there's nothing against you because you living your life. However, you thinking, or your mindset to, you're walking out on this carpet or in front of all these people and dancing all over the place, is that truly success? Are you really, experiencing the life that you want to live? Or are you giving somebody a false identity in that moment? So everybody think you're this person at this one point in time, but then now you got to go back to being the same. For me, that's crazy. So I had to get myself away from, and they were upset with me because I didn't want to walk. But for me, and not that I'm not happy where I am at in life, but it's like, it's more to it. I got a lot of work to do. I'm still hoping, and I still have faith, and I'm believing in the things that I want to do. There's a lot of work that I know that we're going to do amongst our group, as far as what we're going to do for our community, for the organization. And that night, I don't feel like that wasn't a moment to say, oh wait, look at me. That was, so it's a lot of work that got to be done. So for the men that I'm surrounded with now, it's a different conversation. It's a different. It's a different conversation. It's a different what the things that we're trying to achieve, the business that we're gonna do. Even when we talk about getting our families together, or things of that nature, everything is different, and I know that's part of the reason that I'm able to think like that now is because I surrounded myself by the right people. So the environment definitely changes you. Your exposure definitely changes you. And I give credit to Cone Distributing, Steve Beckwith, Charlie and Grelly, Teddy Brown, Mr. Doug Cone himself, allowing me to be a part of certain team, being a part of their team to see how a team really operates, especially when you win it. I see now, I seen both sides. I know what a really a winning team looks like. So that exposure definitely showed me or has helped mature me as a on business and as a personally to help me grow and know that it's somewhere that I want to be at.
Yeah. I think that friend group too, because even going back to the people I used to hang around in high school, not saying still friends with, so however you want to call it, when I see them, it's all love. But it goes back to what we were saying, that operating in that crab in the bucket mentality. I feel like there's still a lot of people. And if you were right here, if you're somebody that you hang around people that are always talking about or living for highlight moments, you hang around people that are can't wait to the next club scene, can't wait to the next party, can't wait to the next. And not saying it's wrong to party, but these people, this is the highlights of their life. And they hold on to these things to the next thing. I think that's what can let you know that you probably, hanging around the wrong people. If y'all can't have conversations about business, you can't have conversations about bettering your life, bettering your family. That could let you know that you probably around the wrong group. It's easy to feel it out. A lot of us hold on to relationships. And this one thing I did, man, I'll never forget. When I got to college, I was in a group chat with my homeboys. I went way to Philly. Most of all them still in Florida. So they start talking about different things that I'm not exposed. I don't know what's going on. I dissociated myself with home basically because I wasn't here. And so they would have a conversation and I just didn't understand what they were talking about. I just stopped responding. I was still in the group chat. Obviously, sometimes you'll read them, sometimes you don't, but I would never respond. And I never even got out the group chat. It got to the point where they just had to kick me out because I wasn't saying that. But the reason I never got out of that group chat is because I didn't want them to feel as I felt if I was better than them. I didn't want them to feel as if I had changed up. So I sat in a group chat, and not like this life or death, but I still sat in the group chat, sat amongst people that I knew I outgrew just because I thought about something, how they would feel towards me. And you get what I'm saying? I think there's a lot of people out there that's doing that. You're sticking around certain people because you feel as if they might think this way about you, or they may see this way, and not knowing that has nothing to do with you. You have a duty to yourself to be able to better yourself and better your group, better your health, better everything around you. And if that means you departing from a relationship or departing from a person, then that's what you got to do. And you can't look back. You can't think about how they feel and what they got to do if you know the decision that you make is going to better your situation. And I think they just need to know that, because I noticed a lot. I'm telling you, bro, like even I literally did that. Dog. I literally stayed in a group chat just because I thought about what somebody else was going to say.
I mean, even with that, so bro, we got family that feel like we think we better than them. We just move differently. The things that you are okay with doing publicly, or the things that you feel like is again okay to do, that's not how we think, because we've been exposed to something else. We see how business people act. People, they still go out and have a good time. They still go out, and whether you have a sip to drink or you go to a club, lounge, whatever the case may be, they still do that, but on a more professional level and enjoying each other. We don't have to be around the same crowd that's always fighting and yelling and all the craziness. Like we got a life to live, and I want to make sure that I make it home. It's funny because remember as we were that night talking to Ja, when he said he went out that night to one of the new clubs up there, and that was a different club that he had been to, and he was like, he said he hit his home with like, hey man, I'm ready to go, because he's been exposed to another side of clubbing, I guess, if you will, something where it's not as hostile. Yeah, again, he was just exposed to something different, man. And I go back to the view, staying in the hotel. I go back to that, like, bro, that's something that I experienced, and that's something that I want to continue to experience. So I want to continue to make sure that I go and experience that by doing whatever I need to do to make the money, or to be able to achieve that hotel view, top floor view. Like I got myself out of that environment that said it's okay to nothing wrong with Motel 6. I used to stay at Motel 6 a lot, but I don't want to be at Motel 6 no more. That, you remember I gave you that when I was looking out the window, and what I said, looking at the skyline. But at the bottom, I see Motel 6, and it's like, again, there's nothing wrong with it. I was there. So there's nothing wrong with the people that like doing those things. But if you want to get up to that whatever floor, the high skyline view, there's certain things that you're going to have to do, and that may be getting outside that circle, and there's people that you've been hanging with.
Yeah. Hey, all this we're talking about, it comes down to success. One thing that I want everybody in this moment, everybody watching this, I want you to stop and I want you to pause and be like, what is success to you? I think that's the biggest hindrance to most people. They don't know it. You don't know what you're chasing. You know it's something out here, but you don't know what it is like for you. So you begin to chase everything that glitters and you chase that. And what they say, everything that glitter isn't gold. So you're chasing these false idols, these false hopes, when you need to just identify, okay, I go back to my book. Who am I and where am I going? All right. Who are you? That's the biggest thing. Who are you is the vehicle. I mean, is the gas to your car. Who you are is going to give you everything you need to be able to go on the journey. Where you're going is the destination, and who you are is going to help you get to where you're going. And once you're able to figure out both of those, it's going to help you to get to success. And that's individually, is different for every person that's going to watch this podcast. So you got to be able to ask those two questions. What I want to get in, I want to shift our conversation and start talking about success. Because at the end of the day, a lot of people talk about success and not knowing there is a cost to success. It means like you have to really do things to be successful. And I don't think most people, really calculate those things when they're thinking about success. So we're going to spin around first. I want all of us all to give game on some tips to success. If you could put 3 tips that you have, because, and again, going backwards to go back forward, everything we just talked about is in helping someone get to success. We're talking about freedom. We're talking about lack of exposure. We're talking about all these different things. If people were able to have the things that we talked about, then they will reach success, the triumph moment. What are some things what's the cost of success? What does success mean? I know, what does it take? I think that's what I missed.
What does it take to be successful?
Yeah, that's what I said. What does it take to be successful? What y'all got for me?
First, like we said before, you have to define what it is. 2, focus on achieving what can't be taken. A lot of times, the things that can't be taken are things that haven't been purchased. A lot of times people, they put, success behind, or the thought of success behind a list of things that people purchase, cars, homes, all that type of stuff. But true success is, like I said, when you can sit there and really dictate exactly what it is that you want to do, and not just chasing behind materialistic things. It has to be something deeper than that. If you're trying to be successful. I was just talking to a young kid at Lake Weir today, and I told him that very thing. Like, when it comes down to success, you really have to understand that it's not always like this material stuff, because if that's what you define success as, guess what? It's always going to be a new model of a car. It's always going to be a new phone. It's always going to be a new fresh outfit. So your success is never, there's never any end point to it. You just constantly longing and yearning. And a lot of people, they get caught up in that. So their whole life is chasing a success that they can never really grasp, because it's not real. It's material, it's intangible. So go after tangible successes and understand that a tangible success may not get the initial pop in the clout, because it may not be the most appealing thing to modern society, but that is still something that you own. That's something that someone cannot just pull up and just take away from you. That's something that someone can't just say, you know what? Nope, that's mine. It's something that you put your time and effort into, you cultivated, you honed it, and something that you can feel, something that you can see. It's something that leaves a lasting impact, a legacy, if you will. So for me, at least, that's how I define my success. So define that success. Be careful who you lay with. Be careful who you marry, who you sit there and you tie yourself to, because that's going to either be a support in your endeavors to capturing that success you're going for, or it could be a big detriment, and we see that all the time too. So you have to be careful with that. And then, like, I'll always take it to the spiritual part. You have to pray about it, pray over it, and understand that it's not a linear path. It's not always a straight shot in life. In general, our life can wind, it can twist, it can You can have some backsliding moments where you have to step back before you go forward. It's a whole bunch of things that's there. So, give yourself patience, grace, and stay prayed up.
What you got, Roster?
Yeah, I just piggyback off what Mom said. Just been able to, I think, in my old age, not with us having, our baby girl now, I think more than ever, this is the first time that I actually sat and got to experience the being able to be home. I worked at home for 7 years, so majority of I think back like with Q when he was young, man, I was always 3:00, 2:00, 3:00 in the morning. I'm gone. So I wasn't able to be there to experience those late nights and early mornings with him like I am with his sister now. So again, going to Miles' point is being able to, when I dictate life on my terms, on my family's terms, and when I say that again, it takes money to survive. I mean, it's not all about money, but I understand that there's something to it that's I need that. Not that I need it, but in order to live like the way that I want, I'm gonna have to have finances. So financial freedom. And there are different ways to obtain it, but with that, success for me is being able to buy my time back. And that's the comparison, or that's the story that I'm using, because I wasn't able to experience that with Q as much, not in Q as much. I was in college with Naya. Nay, I was still at home, but I was in Tallahassee. Q again, I was at home, but now being here and not working for a company, but building our organization to what it is now. Now I have more time with her to experience those moments where I don't have to get up 2 or 3 o'clock in the morning. So when I think about the family trips that we take, when I think about the holidays that's right here around the corner, I know if nothing else, Thanksgiving and Christmas, even New Year's, like, bro, that's all it's family time, you know what I'm saying? But if I sat and I seen on social media, heard from other people that in the morning, some people was at work the night before, the night after, the day after Thanksgiving, like just hearing that and remembering those days, like, bro, I remember not really being able to experience, like, enjoy my family in those moments. So being able to create those finances, or those putting things in place so that I can spend more time with my family and my friends, and just enjoy each other, because time waits for no man.
Yeah. I got it. So I'm gonna give you my 3 success tips before we wrap it up. All right. So my 3 success tips are gonna be very quick and they're gonna be very simple. All right. So we're gonna say the first. You gotta identify what success is to you. If you don't know what you're chasing, then you're just running in circles. All right. So you gotta identify what's not for what your mom say, your dad say, or what your sister say. Identify what success is to you, so you can set that path. Again, who am I? Where am I going? All right. Number 2. You got to be able to, I had it in my head, invest in yourself. All right. Number 2, make sure you invest in yourself. Social media. I say it all the time. I say ChatGPT. I tell our young boys all the time, man, there's no reason for you not to be able to know what you want to do and how you want to do it. We got YouTube University, we got ChatGPT. We have all these resources in this day and age for you to be able to invest in yourself and become better at whatever you do or whatever you're trying to do. All right. We just had some gentlemen here yesterday from the University of Florida, from their alphas, and they were talking about going to college. And I'm a strong proponent of, I don't think you have to go to college right now. But they gave a strong sell to why you should go to college. You can't go wrong with either or. But I believe right now you can get as much information as you learn at college from YouTube or for doing a course. All right. So make sure you're investing in yourself. And investing in yourself could be going to college, or it could be going to community college. Whatever you need to do, just invest in yourself to become a better person. And last but not least, make no excuses, man. I think that's one of the biggest things. If you can literally make no excuses, take your lumps, take your hiccups, and keep it rolling, make no excuses, just understand that where you're going doesn't change. Just because you hit a speed bump, just because the police pull you over, just because you get off on the wrong exit doesn't mean your journey is over. All right. You still have where you're going set in the GPS. You just have to get there. All right. So make no excuses when those things come, and I think you'll be in a better place. All right. So, man, we had a great conversation. I think if you could take these things that we've been talking about, man, we started the conversation talking about what is freedom. I think freedom, there's a misconcept to what freedom is. When people think of freedom, they think that they means they have $1 million in the bank account, that they have all the big cars, the big house and the cars and all these different things. But that's not what freedom is. I think a lot of times what I need you to do, the people that's watching this, the EL2A family, I need us to do a lot of self-assessment, man, before 2025 hit. Let's do self-assessment. The one thing that we do with our boys every day, we do self-discovery journaling. So for 10 minutes, if you could take 10 minutes out of your day to get you a pen and paper and just journal, ask yourself, who am I? Where am I going? Ask yourself, where do I want to be in years' time? And start journaling those thoughts down to be able to get a concept of grasp a concept of who you are, and grasp a concept again of that image of yourself that you're trying to get to. And that's going to be able to help set you free. So again, I hope the best for everybody, man. I know in these times, it's not the easiest in these times. All right, in the holiday season, there's a lot of weight on a lot of people's shoulder when you're thinking about having to buy gifts and have to do all the things to be able to provide during these times. So I don't take that lightly, but I do understand that even in the midst of all the things that are going on, I understand that you can do it. I understand that God put everything you need within you to be able to get through these times and get through anything that comes your way. So I hope that you watching this will take the tips that you just heard, because I want everybody to be successful, man. I don't operate out of a lack mindset. I understand that there's enough resources out here for everybody, and if there's anything I can do for you that's watching this podcast to help you to grow, to help you be whoever you need to be, man, just reach out. I would love to help you. So again, man, great conversation. I don't know if you fellas got anything before we spin off, anything you want to add.
We were supposed to give 3 tips, dude.
I gave 3.
You gave 3.
He gave 3.
You did. I probably did. So my 3 are like 3 or 4.
Okay.
Yeah. So hard work / work ethic. That work ethic is you're gonna always prove somebody through your work ethic. Accountability. You got to be accountable for your actions, thoughts, and your behavior. And I think that'll help steer you in the right direction. Last is sacrifice. Your path to success. A lot of times there's going to be a lot of sleepless nights. It's going to be things that you don't want to do. There's going to be times you're going to have to get away from your family or whatever it is that you're trying to do. They're going to be days that you don't want to do that, and you're going to have to. So my 3, I wanted to drop those in there just in case. I can't remember if I did or not.
I appreciate you, bro. Thank you. Brother Miles, you got anything before we spin it off?
Yeah, I mean, just in closing, I was dropping, hints throughout the entire podcast, but ultimately at the end, for what it's worth, at least from my opinion, true, genuine, spiritual fulfillment is success, because how can you lose if you know that you're living 100% how God created you for?
Yeah, man. I like it. I'm trying to think about what I was going to say while he was going. He ended that quick. But nah, man, we great episode. We last episode, the couple episodes we had, man, we had brother Darrell Tober, and if you could hear in the episode that we had with him, he's an adult and he was dealing with something. If you haven't watched the episode, please go back and watch it. And the reason I bring that up right now, because he's not the only adult that is dealing with something, and the only person that's dealing with something. And during these times, man, during any time, we need to just stop and get the help that we need, get the resources we need during this conversation, because when we talk about freedom, we talk about success. There be a lot of things internal. We look external and try to point out all these things that we see and what's stopping us. And a lot of times it's internal, the things that's hindering us to get to where we're trying to go. So I hope everybody would do a deep dive internally to be able to control what you can control and change whatever you can change and be able to be great, man. So again, just like you said, God created us all to be great, and you got it within you, man. So we love you, man. EL2A family. So stop what you're doing right now. Make sure you like, subscribe, and comment before you get out of here. It means a lot to us when you hit that like button and you subscribe to this channel, and you also leave us a comment, man. Leave us a comment. All right, I'm gonna leave you with this call to action before you leave out. Tell me what success means to you. All right, so what success means to you, or you either can put who are you and where you're going. All right, let's start a chat of different people that's encouraging each other and putting some good energy, man, to be able to set this podcast all right. 2025 coming soon, man. We'll see y'all next time.